Welcome to Mountain West IRA's YouTube series where we teach you everything about self-directed IRAs. Before we get started, let's go over a quick disclaimer. If you're already investing in real estate, promissory notes, cryptocurrency, private placements, then you should probably have a self-directed IRA where you can invest in those same things, but using your retirement account. In this video, we are going to be talking about what the return process looks like in an IRA. Now, don't get that confused with giving investment advice. We are going to be going over the flow of money, essentially. Where does the money go? How does it come back into your IRA? And how do you use investments that you are familiar with to grow your retirement account? Mountain West IRA does not give any financial, legal, investment advice. We cannot promise any returns. You are choosing the investment. You are making the process. You are doing the research on the investment. You are doing your due diligence, and you are responsible for making sure that that investment fits your investment portfolio and what your goals are for retirement. A self-directed IRA can be a traditional IRA, Roth IRA, SEP, simple, and then the individual K plans also can operate under that self-directed umbrella that is everything that we talk about. And Mountain West IRA does also offer solo K plans or individual K plans. We have videos that are on our channel regarding this topic. Today is solely going to be what the flow of money looks like and how the money gets returned back into your retirement and really the benefits of using a self-directed IRA with an investment you know, like, and understand. Anytime you use your retirement account will purchase the asset, not you personally. The retirement account will purchase the asset, whatever that is. And then depending on what the asset is, so like let's say the asset is a rental property, any rental income will come back to the IRA. If the asset is cryptocurrency, your IRA in the IRA's digital wallet would purchase the cryptocurrency. And when you choose to sell it, or if you choose to sell it, the cash would then come back into your self-directed IRA. A promissory note, which is just let's say a car note you lend on somebody's car. When they pay that note every month, that money comes back into your self-directed IRA. So you actually never touch the money. The money always comes back into the IRA account. This makes it so that it is not a taxable event. So traditional IRA, it would be taxed as the traditional IRA, which is pre-tax. Then you have your Roth, which is post-tax. That's how it would be taxed. So we're following the rules of the retirement account, but using the investment you know, like, and understand. Now, a big part of utilizing a self-directed IRA administrator that you can get really close with, like Mountain West IRA, is to make sure that you stay in the guidelines of what the IRS does provide, so there are no prohibited transactions. And when you come to retirement age, you will probably eventually, if you have a traditional SEP simple, there's going to be required minimum distributions where we will help you with that process. But having a great relationship with your self-directed IRA administrator is huge, because you would always want to make sure that you tell us the investment, tell us what the plans are, and we can do our best to guide you. However, we'll also let you know if you need to reach out to an ERISA, which is ERISA, an ERISA attorney or an ERISA CPA, or somebody who really specializes in that type of law, so that you can make sure that what you are doing is not a prohibited transaction. The IRS only gives us the guidelines of what you cannot do. They don't always give us the guidelines of what you can do, but we always do our best to make sure we give you the correct IRS information, all of which is located on irs.gov. We are now going to go over a couple examples on what the flow of money looks like, and starting from opening your account to making sure you get a distribution of your account when you are retirement age. So I'm going to use myself, my age, myself. All right. So let's say I left a job and I now have a 401k that is just sitting at that job. Instead of letting that 401k sit at that job, what I'm going to do is do a direct rollover, and that the company is then going to send my old 401k into my new self-directed traditional IRA. Now, when I choose to use a traditional IRA, this is something I probably chose in that 401k plan to do traditional. And now I'm just carrying it over to a like account. So I'm not taking any tax hits. There's nothing happening tax-wise. We're just going to change where the money is held. So now that the money is held at Mountain West IRA in a traditional self-directed IRA account, now I'm going to choose something that I know, like, and understand, which for me, I love promissory notes. So what I'm going to do is take that money that's in my traditional IRA. I'm going to go find somebody to lend my money to. I found my little niche, which is lending to people that do rehabs on investment properties. So they are handling the actual rehab, they're handling buying the house, they're handling all the logistics of rehabbing, and all I'm doing is I'm funding the rehab. So I am then going to do a secured note on this property, and at let's say 10% interest with some additional doc fees and closing fees and things like that. And then at that point, Mountain West IRA will require a direction of investment. And I'm going to fill that out, telling Mountain West IRA where to send this money on behalf of my traditional IRA account. I am never touching this money. I am never taking that money into my bank account. I am never going to handle anything on that rehab because that's considered sweat equity. All I'm doing is saying, hey, friend, go use my money, give me 10% return on this, and make sure the rehab gets done. And if it doesn't get done, I like to do a secured note. So if they stop paying on the note, I can then take that to the city on behalf of my IRA still. Or take it to an attorney, really, is what I would do. So in this example, though, we are going to, so then the friend that I lent the money to that is not related to me, I'm not doing any sweat equity. They just specialize in rehabbing houses, and they needed a little bit of extra money to get the rehab done. So I lent that to them. He's working on the house. It's going really, really well. 3 months from now, they sell the house, and I get paid back plus my interest inside of my IRA. Not me personally. My IRA gets paid back the money. The note, I complete a sale of asset because that promissory note is now completed. And then we have no ties. I sent the money, I got paid back the money, all in my IRA. No taxable events happen there. It's not taxable because I never took it. It only becomes taxable if I were to take it out in my name personally. But the IRA actually did the note. The IRA received the money and the interest, and now I'm ready to look for the next investment. Mountain West IRA will do all the bookkeeping, record keeping, really. So they say the money that they have it logged inside of my portal, the money that I sent, the payment that came in, my final payment of received to close the note out. And it's also, they have all the paperwork documenting the interest rate, the fees, all that stuff. But keep in mind, they do not review that paperwork. They're not telling me it was a good idea or not, or a good investment or not. That's my responsibility. So once that note is done and closed, we wash our hands and we're on to the next investment. Now, the next investment that we're going to go over is going to be a real estate purchase. So now I've been lending my money, doing these rehab notes or whatever I find my niche to be for so long. Now I'm ready to actually purchase a property. And the property that I want to purchase is going to be an investment property that is, let's say, somewhere in the mountains that maybe one day I'll want to live in. But right now, it's just a really cool idea to have a cabin up there, even though I can't go to it because the IRS says I'm not allowed to go to it or stay there. I'm not allowed to do any sweat equity on the asset. So it works out great because it's up in the mountains. I'm in Florida. We're good to go. So when it comes to a real estate purchase, the asset, I'd complete a real estate purchase kit that Mountain West IRA has. Then Mountain West IRA will be just another set of hands in the pot of a lot of hands that are in any real estate transaction. The title company will be in touch with a representative at Mountain West IRA. They'll all work through it to make sure the title reads Mountain West IRA FBO, which says for benefit of Megan Ghislaine's IRA. And this way, on the deed, it says MWIRA, FBO, Megan Ghislaine's IRA. And every piece of paperwork will show that my IRA owns that real estate. I don't get any write-offs, like how most people use investment property for write-offs. However, I also don't get taxed. So, it balances out there. So my traditional IRA then owns that asset. Any income that comes in from rental income, Airbnb, VRBO, long-term renters, however we choose to manage that property, all that income goes right back to my IRA. Let's say there's a big storm and the roof needs to be replaced. My IRA needs to pay for the roof to be replaced. So I always want to make sure I have a little extra pot of money in there so that if something were to happen, we can get that covered. Then we do this for, let's say, 40 years. When I am of retirement age and I'm like, you know what? This Florida heat, although a lot of people come to Florida when they're older, this Florida heat, I am over it. I'm ready to move to the mountains. At that point, I don't have to sell the property. I can actually take a distribution of that property. So Mountain West IRA can help me with the process where I can take the property and put it in my actual name, my personal name, and I could own that property 40 years from now. All these years I've been making all this rental income off of it. I've never been able to visit. I've never been able to stay there. I've never been able to go work on the property. My IRA has really been the one benefiting because that's my retirement account that bought it. But now I'm ready to go live in it. So I take it as a distribution. That is in the traditional IRA, like this example, that is a taxable event. At that point, I'd be taxed on whatever the fair market valuation is of that property. It's probably paid off. If it wasn't paid off yet, it's probably paid off now. And at that point, I get to go live in the property, no mortgage, no rent, nothing. Anytime anything needs to be replaced, I would personally pay for that because now it is personally my property. Because the IRA distributed it when I was of retirement age. Instead of taking cash out, I chose to distribute the property that I'm looking at. So I know that one got a little complicated, got a little fancy. However, I just wanted to share just some of the creative ways that we see clients utilize their self-directed IRAs and how you can use your retirement account to really build your retirement and really plan for retirement, just like that example. I planned to move to the mountains, although I couldn't stay there for the years that property was in my IRA. Once I was ready to retire and go live in it, I was able to distribute the property and then go live in it and then it was titled to myself or deeded to myself at that point. So you can get really creative when it comes to your self-directed IRA and really planning for what the future looks like. You are able to partner IRAs. You can partner yourself with your IRA, percentage ownership. It's just you will have to make sure that any purchases are the same percentage. Well, for that purchase, it would be the percentage. Any expenses going out would be that percentage. Anything coming in would be that percentage. So it's just making sure that the IRA, anything the IRA puts into an investment, the IRA gets back in the investment, and the IRA cannot pay you directly. You are your linear family, which is you, your spouse, your parents, grandparents, their spouses, and then their children, grandchildren, and their spouses. That linear family line is not able to benefit from the investment, not able to live in or be directly associated with any of the investments that you do using the IRA. So you can't lend to your son so that he could buy a car. That's not allowed. So you would just have to make sure. I think it's best if you talk to your self-directed IRA, a transaction coordinator here at Mountain West IRA, and they'll at least guide you in the right direction. If we're able to answer it, we will. If not, we're going to point you to an attorney or a CPA or financial advisor, whoever you need, to make sure you get the right answer for that question. Now, keep in mind, you are able to reuse the funds. So if there is cash in your retirement account, you can continuously reuse it. So just like the example, I said I did a few promissory notes to people who did rehabs on properties. As long as there's cash in the account, you can keep using it. If you have enough money to do 3 notes, 4 notes, you can do that. You can also diversify. That's the benefits of self-directed IRAs. You can do maybe 2 promissory notes, 1 real estate property and cryptocurrency. You can really choose what you want to do, and you can do it all within one self-directed IRA account. That is a question we get quite a bit. You have to open one account per investment, and that is not the case. One account can do multiple investments as long as there's cash in the account. We make the purchase, whatever that looks like in the type of investment you have. Any expenses come from the IRA or per the percentage. Any income comes back to the IRA per the percentage, and then you can continue to utilize those funds. Your self-directed IRA is such a powerful tool, especially when you start using it in a way that makes sense for you. You always want to make sure to do your due diligence, make sure the investments that you're making fit your financial portfolio and the future that you have for your retirement account. And if you have any questions, you can set up a free consultation call by following the link on this account, or you can email us at accounts, plural, @mwira.com, or give us a call at any point at 866-377-3311, and we'll give you a call back during business hours. Thank you so much for joining today. Let us know in the comments your favorite part of the video.